someone who's known to most of you. Radio has been her first love since childhood, but she decided to take things seriously in high school, first at High Point, and then at the school I attend, Elizabeth Seton High School in Bladensburg, Maryland. She graduated magna cum laude from the John H. Johnson School of Communications, and shortly before graduating, was awarded Program Director of the Year by National Black College Radio. So as you guys can see, the oh-so-talented Angie Ange does it all. Radio, parties, homecomings, step shows, and football games too. She's a hard worker, a wonderful motivator, and destined to be a radio legend. Wealth Club Expo participants, again, it is my pleasure to introduce to you radio talk show personality for everyone's favorite station, WKYS 93.9, the queen of all that is hype, Angie Ange.
Do not attempt to adjust your radio. There is nothing wrong. We have taken control to bring you the Q&A invasion. What is a Q&A
Oh, that's my
invasion?
intro.
Pay attention.
Can we turn this up?
Angie Ange.
There you go.
Q&A. Let's get it. Come on. They done took the Q&A, put them together, brought
You're
them.
gonna have to go to like Denver, or you're gonna have to go to the Delta, Mississippi. You gotta go somewhere where nobody is, and then you start there, and then you'll make your way up. And I said, no, I'm not gonna do that, because this is what I want to do, and I'm from here. So I said, I always listen to KYS. I listen to Rush Paul in the morning. I'm gonna be on one of those stations, right? So I got the opportunity. I worked hard. I was an intern, moved my way up. And I'm going to tell you this. When I was young, my parents, they had this philosophy, right? How many of y'all, your parents buy your clothes or your shoes for you? Okay. My parents didn't. They didn't. They had a rule, right, with tennis shoes. I could get tennis shoes, but no tennis shoes over $50. That was my limit. Now, the parents are clapping. That wasn't cool. That just wasn't cool for me. Our shoes started at about $115. If you wanted some Nikes or whatever, some Jordans, that was going to cost me about $130. So my father was always like, look, I'm not buying these. And I'd be like, well, dang, I got to get the shoes. You got to be fly, ladies, fellas, you got to go to school with the right shoes, the right outfit. Can't be walking in with no, Pro Wings or like something off-brand. Pumas or something. I can't wear that. So I used to save up my money because, I had this $50 limit. I needed another, $75 for the car. But when I sat down and I really thought about it, and I got into this house, and I said, this could be my house, Angie Ange's house, not like Dad's house with me living in it. This was going to be my house. I started thinking about it, and he started explaining equity and words I never heard of, and how this house could work for me. And he said, if you get the car, you'll drive off the lot and it'll be worth $10,000 less. He said, you get the house and you stay in it for a couple years, it'll be worth $10,000 more at least. So he said, which one you want to do? He says, you want to make money in a couple years, or you want to keep wasting your money? I'm like, dang, man, parents always right? But they just don't get it. I'm a star. I'm not, Nobody sees the house. Nobody cares about the house. It's the image, So I got caught up in all of that. And make a long story longer, I got the house. I chose to get the house, right? Very tough decision, people. I had the Lexus. I knew it. Like, I knew this was me. This was me, right? This Lexus was fly. I was going to be 21. I'm 20. I was about to turn 22. I knew. But I got the house, right? And I signed. I go to the lady, and they put everything was in my name, and I'm signing my life away, essentially saying, look, if you can't afford this house, it's a wrap. But I signed the papers, and the whole time my dad is like, it's okay. And my dad's like, look, I'm going to show you, it's all saving your money. You budget, you save, you work it out. He said, the first year might be a little tough. He said, after that, you'll be okay. I said, all right, I trust my dad. He never failed me, right? So I signed the papers. I got to the last sheet of the paper, right? And the lady said, now look, she said, don't get scared. You're going to see a number. And this number represents how much this house would cost if you paid for it for 30 years. I said, oh, okay, cool. She flipped that paper. I said, whoa. Oh, no. Damn near $1 million on that. I was like, $1 million? I don't think I can make that. She said, oh, don't worry. So I signed the paper, and I got my keys to the house. She gave me like 12 keys. And I'm like, all right. And I went to that house, and I opened that door, and I walked in that house, and my dad said, it's yours. And I said, oh, me, yeah. There's no cosigner on it. It was all me. And he said, you did it. He said, you took all that money you were about to spend on this car, you put it all into this house and getting it and putting the down payment on it. He said, sure, here you go. And he left. So I'm in the house, I'm by myself. I'm like, okay, I got a house, Wasn't nothing in the house, Nothing, no chairs, it wasn't like my apartment. And I'm like, all right, got me a house. And that night, I slept on the floor. And my mother brought me a blanket. I slept on the floor for about a week, 2 weeks. And, I say all that because the decisions that we make now, and the earlier you make good decisions, the better off you are in the long run. I made very smart decisions when I was a teenager that helped me today. When you go to college, if you go to college and you got this idea of what you want to do, what you want to be, and you start working towards that, what you'll find is in 4 years, you're going to be right where you want to be, or you'll at least be in the right direction, because it's not, it's not that life is hard, but it's not easy either, but it's not really hard if you plan and if you think about what you want to do. You can have whatever you want, but you got to be smart with what you want to do and what you want to be. And like I said, I try to make smart decisions now because I'm 23 now. In 10 years, I'll be 33. And it's people that's 53 and they don't have a house. They don't have, because they made decisions when they were 23 that affected what happened when they got older. So I'm so happy to be a part of this. I'm sorry to be talking so long, but I apologize. I'm a radio personality. This is what I do. I talk too much. The teachers told me I was very loquacious. I had problems when I was young. But look where it got me, right? But I talk a lot. I'm sorry. But I say all that because, I had to, if I'd have bought, I'm thinking like today I've had that house it's about to be my first year, my year anniversary in this house. I ain't had a housewarming yet. I ain't had nothing. But I will. And in that first year, I've had some problems. I've seen bills. I had more bills than I've ever seen in my life. I didn't realize that you had to pay for water, electricity, and security, and all these little things. But I'm learning, and I'm growing. You make mistakes, and you don't always make the best decisions, but I just encourage you to, if you listen, if you get as much education about things now, you'll find that when you get older, it's so much easier. We make our lives difficult because we don't make smart decisions. And I think if you start learning about how to make your smart decisions now, when you get older, man, you chilling. Like I said, they told me when I was 18 at Howard, they told me, Ange, you're not going to be on radio in D.C. And I said, yes, I will. And that was in my head, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes people can't see what you see all the time. And that's okay. Everybody's that you can't expect everybody to believe in your dreams. Everybody can't see what, God has for you. I'm a God person. I'm a spiritual person. And so things that God lets you see, sometimes everybody can't see that. So they may not think you can do it. But I promise you, if it's in your head to do, you'll do it. And my mom told me when I was young, she said, Ange, you can do whatever you put your mind to. She told me this in 6th grade. Because I was like, Mom, I need to get good grades. I had bad grades. I had a behavior problem when I was young. I had a little behavior. I was little too much mouth, And I was trying to change my life in 5th grade. And I said, Ma, I need straight A's. And I couldn't do it at the time. And she said, Angie, you can do anything you put your mind to. And I put my mind to it. I got straight A's for the rest of the year. And so that's when I realized, okay, whatever I say I can do, I'm going to do it. It's not that you can do it, you will do it. So I love the idea of this workshop. I hope that you all get the most out of it. And I just encourage you to really think about, sit in these classes and say, dang, I could be a gazillionaire if I follow these particular steps. You feel me? Jay-Z, in one of his songs, Jay-Z's song, he says, he has this one line that I love. I got to bleep it. I got to censor it. But he says, bump rich, let's get wealthy. And there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Me and that Lexus would have made me look rich, but I ain't had no money. You see what I'm saying? It was a phase. Ladies, you will find that man, he's going to have a nice car and rims. He has no money. And then he's in debt. Like, it's a problem. Okay, fellas, you'll see a girl, she cute and all this, and you come to find out she has a spending problem. She has no money. Like, you'll find this as you get older, but, it's important